Welcome, everyone. As you know, we are having our beautiful program called the Wednesday Midweek Live, also known as the Product Expose. Okay, and today I will be your host. My name is Dorcas Ajikugene. I'm a business and a wellness coach with LONGRICH Bioscience. And today I'm going to be sharing with you awesome stuff that I've prepared, okay, to build your mind. But before we dive into what I have for today, I want to share with you our objectives for 2022. Because you see, right now, we are moving with purpose, okay? We're moving with direction, and our midweek life would, accomplish everything you can see on your screen. So right now, these are our objectives for the year 2022. Number one, we want to ensure that all registered members are enlightened on the use of LONGRICH products. For those people that are going to attend the product expose every Wednesday, we want to show you that as you attend, you become enlightened and you understand what your LONGRICH products can do for you. So you will not just be a brand influencer, you would be someone that's also partaking of the benefits that the products you're pushing, can give, okay? Now, we're going to ensure that all invited prospects have clear perspectives on the benefits of LONGRICH products. We're going to ensure that every committed team member is conscious and enlightened on how to utilize LONGRICH products in ensuring a beautiful and a healthy lifestyle. In other words, if I use the products and I look good, every team member who devotes their time to attending the midweek live, that person should have similar testimonies. So if I'm using a particular product and it's giving me good results and I tell you about it, your job is to do the same so that you can get the same result as I did, okay? Now, we are also going to increase the number of product savvy team members, okay, who can handle product presentation. So if you're going to attend the CID Midweek Live, I can assure you that before the end of 2022, you should be product savvy when you talk about LONGRICH products and when you handle LONGRICH presentations. Now, we're also going to be creating awareness on health challenges and their impact on the body. In other words, we'll talk about different challenges at different points in time, and we're going to teach you about them so that you can safeguard yourself against those challenges. Now, imagine if you know about diabetes, okay? You're going to protect yourself from ending up with that challenge. If you know about malaria and a whole lot of other issues that are common in our environment, you would have knowledge to protect yourself from getting into trouble, okay? Now, we're going to provide solutions to health challenges, okay? So if there's any challenge, any question you have, when you come on the platform, we will have answers for you on how to, utilize our products in handling them. Then, want to raise more ambassadors, okay? And people who are willing to embrace the beautiful life or beautiful lifestyle that the using LONGRICH products can provide you with, okay? So these are much more. These are the things we have for you in 2022. So it's important that you get your team members ready. It's going to be a very beautiful ride. We're going to learn a whole lot. You're going to get better, okay, at understanding your products. You're going to have more knowledge on living a healthy and a wealthy life, okay? And you're also going to learn how to live on a daily basis, a healthy life. So you're going to be moved into wellness, okay? Better put, you're going to be moved into wellness, okay? Now, as I will always say before I start my presentations, good health is the most important thing. It's more important than success. It's more important than money, and it's more important than power. If you're not healthy, you cannot harness your potentials. If you're not healthy, you may not live long enough to enjoy the power and the influence you've acquired over time. So it's important that you never forget that good health is the most important thing. Now, this is the first edition of Product Expose in 2022. And today we're going to be talking about typhoid fever and how it affects you. Now, typhoid fever is something that is like malaria in our environment. You hear people saying, oh, I wasn't feeling fine. And when you ask them, oh, what was wrong with you? Say, oh, I had malaria and typhoid. And, you know, on this call, we've addressed malaria on several occasions. So I believe malaria should not be a challenge anymore. But, you know, typhoid is such that shares symptoms with malaria. And most of the times we have people coming down with typhoid repeatedly. So I felt the need that we should discuss this so that we can remove the mystery around this particular challenge and attack it, because we can actually handle it if we have knowledge on it. So let's go. Now, a brief introduction on what we're talking about. Now we're going to start from the place of understanding what enteric diseases are, okay? So enteric diseases are caused by microorganisms. And as you know, microorganisms are minute, you know, living beings, okay, that, you know, can produce, you know, several challenges. They have the good part of it, and we have the bad part, which is the pathological side of their activity. Okay, so enteric diseases are caused by microorganisms such as viruses, bacteria, parasites that cause intestinal illnesses. Okay, so this type of illness is related to the intestines. Okay, now, so when I'm talking about the intestine, I'm talking about the startup point from your mouth down your alimentary canal to your intestines and, you know, downwards. So we're talking about that pathway. Now, these diseases are most frequent. This disease results frequently when you consume contaminated food or water. Okay, when you come in contact with anything that has been contaminated, you could actually, you know, come down with an enteric disease. Now, enteric fever is a systemic illness characterized by fever, abdominal pains, non-specific symptoms, including nausea, the feeling of throwing up, okay, vomiting, you throwing up, headache, and anorexia, inability to eat, and, you know, when you lose appetite for food, okay? Now, enteric diseases include Now, these are other diseases, okay, that form the enteric disease, you know, category. Amoebiasis, botulism, campylobacteriosis, cholera, hepatitis A, paratyphoid fever, typhoid fever, salmonellosis, and a whole lot of others that I will not mention, okay? Now, when enteric fever is caused by Salmonella enterica serotyphi, it is known as typhoid fever. Now, don't bother your head about all these complicated things, okay? Those people that know about that can bother about that, but this is just for the introductory aspect, okay? So just go with me. Now, typhoid fever is caused by infections with S. enterica, okay? Now, the short form is called Salmonella typhi, okay? Now, this microorganism is a gram-negative facultative anaerobic bacillus. In other words, it is a rod-like type of microorganism. Now, let's not go further on that, okay? Now, follow me. Now, paratyphoid fever results from infection with the related organism called Salmonella enterica serotyphi. In other words, there is a family relation called paratyphi, okay, that can also trigger something that looks like Salmonella typhi kind of infection. But you see, when you go for a test in the hospital, they check for all this so that they can address the particular challenge you're having. Now, as we move forward, you get to understand it better. Now, when we talk about the paratyphi category, we have the paratyphi A, B, and C category that you'll be checked for whenever you're checking for, you know, a challenge with anything that has to do with Salmonella typhi, okay? Now, unlike other other kind of infections, okay, Salmonella typhi and paratyphi are human restricted pathogens that cause a systemic illness, progressing to an asymptomatic chronic carrier state. In other words, they can cause diseases in the person, okay? They cause disease in humans, and after a while, they could actually make the human the carrier. They could make you, the human, a host. So you become their house. You become a carrier of this microorganism. So when you get infected, you get treated, you don't fall sick anymore, but you could actually become a carrier, just the way the Anopheles mosquito carries the pathogen, okay? The pathogen in it. You become the carrier of Salmonella typhi and its other counterparts, okay? So, but don't worry. Now on your screen is, you know, an enhanced image of how this microorganism looks. You can see it's rod-like, right? That's why they call it a bacilli. Okay, it's rod-like, it has flagellum all around, okay? Now this is the troublemaker, okay? And this is how it looks. Now, moving on, typhoid is an infection, as I said earlier on, with Salmonella, okay? Typhi. Now, this bacterium lives in the intestines, okay? So when it comes in, it stays in the intestine and the bloodstream of humans, okay? Now, when you get it, it can stay in your intestine, it can stay in your bloodstream, but it's going to be causing little troubles at different intervals, especially when your immune system is down. So when your immune system drops as a result of excessive stress or a kind of illness, you find out that you could have reoccurrence of this. Now, typhoid fever is highly contagious. Now, you might be wondering how, right? So let's go. An infected person can pass the bacteria out of their body in their poo, or less commonly in their pee, okay? So when a person uses the loo and the person is already infected, if you come in contact with anything that has, you know, contact with the poo or the wee, you could end up with typhoid fever, or you could end up contacting this thing, okay? So typhoid fever is most common in parts of the world that have poor sanitation and limited access to clean water. Now, worldwide, children are thought to be most at risk of developing typhoid fever. Okay, this may be because the immune system is kind of still developing, and but it's just that most times when it affects children, it's a little bit mild. Okay, now typhoid is a bacterial infection that can lead to high fever, diarrhea, vomiting, okay? And it can be very fatal to your health if left untreated. So when you have typhoid fever, it's not something you face, it's something you attack immediately. It's something you go get help for, because when you leave it untreated for a long period of time, it could actually affect you. Now, typhoid is diagnosed by detecting the presence of Salmonella typhi via blood, stool, urine, or bone marrow sample. So if they want to check if the infection you're suffering from is from Salmonella typhi, agglutination is taken, they do this, especially in Nigeria, they carry out this agglutination test, the Widal test, okay, to check. They use your serum to carry out a Widal test, and they find out if you have typhi or the paratyphi, either A, B, or C, okay? Now, this microorganism can be spread through food, drinks, drinking water that are contaminated with infected fecal waste. So when you hear a person say, I have typhoid, you know that that person has come in contact with fecal waste one way or the other. Oh my God. If it's shocking you the way it's shocking me, tell me in the chat. Imagine you in the hospital and they say, oh, you have typhoid. Then your mind goes back to, man, I must have come in contact with poo or wee, an infected person. Oh my God. It's really, you know, it's painful. Okay. So, but you see, it's something that can be avoided. Okay. It's something that can be avoided. So washing your fruits, your vegetables, okay, can, you know, help to prevent it. But if you use contaminated water in washing them, then you could also end up having, you know, typhoid. Okay. Now, some people are carriers of typhoid. In other words, they are the house for typhoid. Okay. Now, meaning that they harbor the bacteria but suffer no ill effect. In other words, they don't show symptoms, but they are carriers. Okay. Now, those people, when they go for the test, they would actually, you know, test positive for it. And if their immune system goes down, they would have a reoccurrence, as I said earlier on. Okay. So even after, you know, taking, even after the symptoms have passed, it's important that you, as a person that has been healed from this particular challenge, it's important that you carry out sanitary, you know, actions just in case you still have some within, so that those people around you will not get infected with what you've suffered, okay? So it's important that you take it. Now, we have different countries that have this as the norm, okay? In Africa, it's normal. In South America, Asia, India, all these are like normal, okay? Now, I have a pictorial representation here of what I'm just saying, okay? You can see from the infected person here, he's doing his business, okay? Every other person is doing what they have to do. Now, from this particular point, the microorganism can actually move. Salmonella typhi can move from this point into different locations as a result of malhandling of fecal matter. Now, this particular guy is done with his business. When he's done, he doesn't wash, after cleaning up, he doesn't wash his hand properly. So what happens? If he goes to eat, okay, food, or probably prepare food for people, what happens? He will infect that particular food, okay? So imagine if this guy was a cook at a cafeteria and he's done with this, he does not wash his hand, he cooks. An innocent person is gonna get it and become the new host for the microorganism. Now, if a bug or a fly goes there and touches the fecal matter and gets, in touch with someone's food and does his business on the food, and that person comes and innocently eats, what happens? It gets infected, becomes a carrier, okay? Now, if this person's fecal matter gets washed into the fields, okay, where probably they've planted, crops and other things like that, and probably someone else goes to harvest innocently, his hand gets in contact with it, he does not wash properly, he puts it into the food, contamination takes place. Now, we also have this same thing getting into fluids, into a water body. Probably a fish comes in contact with it, the fish becomes a carrier, you get the fish, you don't cook the fish properly, and you eat it, you become a carrier. Okay, so you can see that there are different modes of transmission of this particular thing, but there are different barriers that are created to prevent this from happening. So as individuals, if we're able to, manage these barriers, we're going to ensure that we have the best of it. So you can see the first barrier here is the toilet barrier. So if there's a proper toilet and there's a safe water barrier, this will not travel all the way. And if there's proper hygiene or proper hand washing, routine, this should also serve as a barrier to prevent a new host from getting infected. So you can see that this is a kind of responsibility for every individual. And it's important that we train our family members, our friends, and our loved ones on how to, appropriate this, so that when one person gets infected in the family, the entire family does not go down with the same thing. So when you don't wash your hands properly and you touch, you could just carry it in. And when you take it in, it could, get into your system. When it gets into your, don't forget that Salmonella is a very, very amazing kind of microorganism. It has this acid tolerance thing going on. So when it gets to your stomach, the gastric juice will not affect it, okay? So it will find a way to escape your stomach, get into your mucosal membranes in your intestine and begin to work. Now, when it starts working, it will start causing damage. And if it is not stopped, it could, linger to other parts of the body. Now, the effects of typhoid, very simple. When it enters through the mouth and spends 1 to 3 weeks in the intestine, it will make, so I'm just going to give you a picture of what's going to take place 1 to 3 weeks. When it gets into your stomach, okay, from the stomach, it will get into the intestine. From there, it will start looking for a way out into the bloodstream, okay? The moment it gets in the bloodstream, you're already showing symptoms that something is wrong somewhere. Some people start showing aches and complain of aches and pains, constant headache, high temperature. Some people may start having diarrhea. Some people may start coughing. Some people may start having nausea. And if it's not handled at a particular time, it will break down the immune system of the person, and that person's immune system will not be able to fight. And when it's not able to fight, you're entering into the second, third week trouble begins to come, because at this particular point, it could start rupturing your intestines. And when it starts rupturing your intestines, certain things start to happen. You start having things like sepsis, start having, it will start releasing things that ought not to be released from your intestine into your body, and it will start affecting other organs. Okay, so if you can quickly read through what I have on my screen, you have a clearer picture of what, the effects of this of this particular challenge. Okay, and this could lead to gallbladder issues, heart problems, pneumonia, encephalitis, meningitis, and the teeth, all of them. It could even lead to mental confusion and restlessness, okay, if it's not handled quickly. Okay, so it's important that we take good note of it. So when this happens, and you take contaminated water, it begins to affect the body. You can see the ulcers in the intestine. You can see enlarged spleen. The person could also start having rashes on the skin and a whole lot. So it's important to note that only effective treatment for typhoid, the only effective treatment is antibiotics, okay? It's an infection. You need to take antibiotics because it's a bacterial infection. You need antibiotics, okay? And in case it has deteriorated to a state where the intestine has been perforated, you need surgery to handle that case so that it does not escalate. Now, we have a lot of cases where S. typhi is resistant to antibiotics, okay? Now, when the microorganism is resistant to a particular antibiotic, it's important that the sample, either blood sample or stool sample, is taken for culture at the laboratory so that appropriate antibiotics can be, cultured with it so that they can find the particular type that can clear it out. So what they do is that they create, a simple culture. They inoculate the microorganism. Then they place an antibiotic strip containing different antibiotics on it. Then they leave it in the incubator for days. Now, the one that clears out the microbial infection is the one that will be recommended to you for use. So if you're that person that will usually take antibiotics halfway, the moment you feel better, you ignore the remaining days that your doctor asks you to take it. It's very bad, because what you're doing is this: you're strengthening the microorganism, to become resistant to that cure. And the next time you come down with it, that particular antibiotics that you used will not work again. Yes, that's what happens. And you find out that when they treat you with what they used the previous time, you find out you are still having problems, you're still going back, you're still complaining of symptoms. So that's when your doctor will start telling you, okay, let's try this, okay, let's try that. Now, the moment you notice that the first one is not working, just ask for a culture. Tell them to culture your stool or something, and get the appropriate one so that the one that can kill it will be given to you, and you handle it quickly before it causes problems in your system. Okay, so it's very, very important. It's very important that you do that. Now, when you take the appropriate antibiotics, in 2 to 3 days, you should start feeling better. Okay, you should start feeling better. Well, in most cases, some people actually feel it's malaria, so they treat malaria first, and they find out they're not getting better before they think about typhoid, and they start, and by that time, they're already weak and emaciated. So most of them have to be taken to the hospital so that they can be given fluids, because by that time they're emaciated, they don't have fluids anymore in their body system. So how can you avoid this infection? Don't take any type of water. When you're out of your premises where you know your water is okay, for those people that can test the water in the environment, please try to ensure you take bottled water, the carbonated type of bottled water, okay? Don't take the normal, don't take any type of water you're not sure of, okay? At least go for brands that you're sure of, okay? Now, if you can't get bottled water, you can boil your water and ensure that, it lingers at boiling points so that all those microorganisms can die and you can have water that is good for you. Okay, now be wary of eating anything you are not sure of. Okay, so when you look at somebody and you feel this person's hygiene level is not okay, help yourself by not eating, because you see, most times when you eat outside your own protective zone, you could actually be collecting food from someone that's infected. Okay, yeah, so for those of you that eat out a lot, yeah, basira and all that. you can see that your problem is coming from that direction, right? So, okay, yeah. So for those people that like ice a lot, ice block, you just put it anyhow, people touch the container and all that, avoid it, okay? Anything that has to do with someone else touching it and you're not sure of the person's state of health, don't take it, okay? Now, avoid raw vegetables and fruits, okay? Peel your fruits, clean your fruits well. If it's vegetable and you can use vinegar, do what you need to do. Clean it up properly. Don't just get your vegetable from the market and tell the woman, just cut it. When you get home, you wash it once or twice. Hey. I laugh in Spanish, okay? That might just be where your problem is coming from, okay? So wash your hands carefully. Teach your kids on how to wash their hands, especially those that put their hands in their mouth. Because if they come in contact with things that have been, messed up by an infected person, they'll come down with typhoid. So I hope I've been able to demystify the typhoid thing. I'm always coming down with typhoid every time typhoid. It's because you're coming in contact with fecal waste. Oops. Okay, so try to avoid it. And in this our environment, if you're in a particular place where the sanitary, action there is not up to par, please ensure you do the needful, okay? Take more measures to keep yourself healthy, because you see, your health is your greatest asset, okay? It's the greatest possession you can ever have. Now, so wash your hands, okay? Drink boiled water, wash fruits and vegetables, as I said earlier on. Avoid eating street food. Avoid it as much as possible. And if you must eat it, ensure it is hot. Sometimes when you're just passing by this akara and, fried yam joints, especially for those of us in Nigeria, in the evening, or that suya joint, my God, the aboki is just making, for Nigeria people like us, we don't eat suya in the afternoon, we eat it in the evening when it's hot, right? Ensure it is hot when you're going to sell. Don't buy the cold ones, okay? Because I can't vouch for aboki's, hygiene, but I can vouch for myself when I see it hot on the spit. So I'll just tell them, hey guy, ensure it is the one that's the oil is still, pick that one. At least they fried out all the microorganisms on board, okay? So ensure that when you're done using the restroom, every time you enter your restroom, even to pee or to whatever, please wash your hands. It's a culture, it's a good culture. Ensure you have your hand sanitizer or you have your hand wash close by so that you can take out the microorganisms. And when you wash, you know how to wash, right? Okay, ensure you take it out, okay? I do arm length washing, okay? As in I go all the way, especially if I've been out for a long time. I wash from my arm downwards, okay? Because I know I'm going to enter into my kitchen and I'm going to cook. And it is my responsibility to ensure the health of everyone under my roof. So I take quality time to do so. Don't give the responsibility of your health to people that are not enlightened. You don't have any excuse. I'm serious. Don't give your vegetable to that lady out there. You don't know where I saw a video of someone. No, I shouldn't say. I shouldn't say, okay? Let me not spoil it for you, okay? Because I know some people like, Dorcas, I am very busy. When I come from work, I have to do this, I have to wash, I have to do this, I have a lot to do. I know. But if you've been having constant issues with this, it's time for you to create time to do a thorough job with the cleaning, okay? I can remember talking to someone, I said, I scrape my carrots like my life depends on it. Because when I see the way they handle it out there, I tell myself, if I'm gonna eat you, I have to take you to the point where I know in my heart, I'm not inviting Salmonella typhi or any form of Escherichia coli or the rest of them into my system, okay? So moving on. I know I've said a lot, right? And some of you are like, okay, I'm gonna repent right now. I'm going to do a whole lot, okay? Beautiful, beautiful. But you see, I want to let you know that everything I've said, you can actually take care of yourself using quality products. You can use quality products. Sorry, please, let me just handle this quickly. You can get quality products from LONGRICH Bioscience, okay? LONGRICH Bioscience offers you organic products, top-notch products, over 2,000 quality products that can keep you healthy at all times, okay, can keep you very healthy. And trust me, for those of us that have not seen those kind of challenges I just mentioned earlier, like I've never been diagnosed with typhoid before because I am very conscious of it. As a microbiologist, trust me, I do more than the normal, okay? So if you want to be free of this, we have LONGRICH products that can help you live a healthy lifestyle. In other words, if you can start using them, they can help you come out of the clutches of Salmonella typhi. So in case you're a host already, you already have it in there. With constant use of these products, you can set yourself free. Now, one of the major products I would suggest is your LONGRICH alkaline, pie cup, sorry. Alkaline is too small. Pie cup is the word, okay? So your LONGRICH pie cup is a very fantastic product that can help you detox your system and send Salmonella typhi or typhimurium, I'm sorry, or the cerovus packing from your system, okay? Now, how do you do that? All you need to do is just get this cup, put your water in there, shake it and drink. Now, the pie cup has excellent functions. The water from the pie cup can actually travel to your cells and revive your cells. So if you have sepsis, you can actually use this cup to take care of it. I can remember when I can remember when my nephew, when he was about 7 months, he was taken to a crèche. And when he got to the crèche, he came back having sepsis. And I told my sister, I said, what are you doing? You have a cup in the house with you and your son is suffering from sepsis. Are you serious? She was like, really? They kept giving him antibiotics and he said, Emma cheating. And it was like they were not getting it right. Probably the nanny at the crèche was not doing an excellent job, or probably she was a carrier. Hence the infection. Guess what? He was given water from this cup. And I'm proud to say, because you see, this one happened under my watch, okay? And after taking water, the child that was just pouring non-stop, even after a lot of medication, he just took 1 cup of this, as in one, I told them, load him with it. So 1 full cup, and that was it for him. The pain stopped after a few minutes, and he began to recover. He was giving water constantly from the cup until it cleared out. And we've not had that episode till now, because every time he goes to school, we give him water from the cup as protection. So I don't know what challenge you're passing through, as the reoccurrence of the challenge, but with your pie cup, you have guarantee for yourself, you have guarantee for your children, because you see, this cup contains stones that have antimicrobial activity, stones that have antioxidant activity. This cup has healing effects. It has high oxygen potential. It has the ability to detoxify your system and to ensure that your gut and your system is functioning excellently well. So what are you waiting for, right? Yeah. So let's move on. That's not the only one, right? Now we have Cordyceps militaris. Don't forget that when you're infected with Salmonella typhi, it is a bacteria infection. Okay. Now, our Cordyceps militaris has excellent antibacterial action. It has antiviral action, anti-protozoan action, anti-parasite action. So when you take Cordyceps militaris, it helps to boost your immune system to fight that particular infection that is, going at you. So imagine you having your Cordyceps militaris at your beck and call and having water from the pipe cup. Come on now, what type of infection do you think will withstand this strong people that you're introducing in to fight the battle for you, right? So you can see why I'm very confident in telling you that, hey, it's small. When you have Cordyceps militaris, you have your cup. So LONGRICH products help you not only avoid the troubles, it also helps you maintain a healthy lifestyle. So when you notice that, hey, something out of the ordinary is happening in my body, go get, preventive care using our supplements. And before you know it, you are free of the challenge. Okay, so it helps to also do other things. But today, I'm just going to be focusing on the antibacterial action and the ability of Cordyceps militaris, in boosting your immune system. Now, moving on, we have our berry oil. Now, why am I bringing berry oil into this mix? Berry oil has the ability to protect your body against toxins. Okay, it has the ability to, to protect you against toxins. It has a lot of minerals and nutrients that can also boost your immune system. Now, peradventure the activities of Salmonella typhi has affected your kidney, your liver, or your spleen, as the case may be. The berry oil is very effective in healing the organs. So when you take berry oil, you protect your organs from damage. And don't forget that your intestine is also part of it. Okay, so when your intestine is injured, whatever, if or any form of ulcers can be handled when you use your berry oil. So it helps to heal, it helps to ensure that your organs are in the proper state of care, no matter the battle your body is fighting. So you support your body in winning that battle it's fighting with whatever, microorganism, using berry oil. Now, moving on, we have our green tea. Now, the green tea is very, very special. It's very dear to me. And I call it the #1 product in taking care of your guts, okay? If you want to take care of your alimentary canal down to your anus, this is it. The green tea has antibacterial actions, okay? It helps to fight microorganisms that work against your urinary tract system, your rectum, your small intestine, and your large intestine. So when you take this, it helps to take care of your gut, it helps to take care of your system, okay? So it helps to take out the bad microorganisms and it takes care of the good ones and ensures that you are okay. So your liver and your spleen will also have good care when you take your green tea. Now, for those of us that love to take carbonated drinks and other things, it's important that you also, add your green tea to your lifestyle, because you see, when you're done with all this, green tea can actually help detoxify your system and reduce the side effects of your lavish lifestyle, okay? Your sugar cravings and all that. This can help reduce it when you add it up. So even if you cannot do 2 cups a day, start with 1 cup per day, or at least 3 times in a week, and ensure that your body, receives that boost that it needs when it comes to care. Now, finally, we also have the blood fat tea. Now, in cases where you have bacteremia or sepsis, or the case may be, you can use this. It's an excellent detoxifier, okay? It will detoxify your system of the toxins that have been built in as a result of microbial action and other, build-up in your system, okay? Now, we also have our NutriV Blue. And NutriV Blue is excellent in helping people recover from illnesses by providing them with top-notch nutritional, foods. Don't forget that it's a smoothie that contains 40 fruits and vegetables that can help empower your immune system and also enable you heal quickly. So if you've been sick for a long period of time as a result of the effect of typhoid fever, you can take this to gain yourself back, okay? Don't forget, it's also rich in antioxidants. So you're sure that your recovery will be very fast, okay? Now, finally, every product you buy, the pie cup, berry oil, cordyceps militaris, they don't just come at price value. They come with what we call PVs, which is called point value or product value, as the case may be, okay? Every product has its own value. For example, toothpaste has its value as 3.5 PV, the green tea has 5.5 PV, the cup has 45 PV, berry oil has 33 PV. Whatever your selection of products, these products don't just come like that, they come with PV. And as you know, in LONGRICH, PV means money. PV means money when appropriated properly, okay? So when you do this, it enables you to partner with the company. If you're a first timer, and if you're already registered, it helps you to acquire more points that enable you to earn money. Now, for those people that are first timers on this call, it's important for you to know that in LONGRICH, coming on board, it's not difficult, it's free, but there is a requirement. You need to get products that you can use to have personal testimonies for yourself. So for example, if you're on this call and you have challenges with typhoid fever, you could actually pick your LONGRICH pie cup. You could actually pick your LONGRICH green tea. You could actually pick your LONGRICH berry oil. Now, when you pick this product, you can see that pie cup is 45 PV. the tea is 5 PV, that's 50 PV. You pick your berry oil, that's 33 PV. So you have accumulated points. Now, in order for you to get into LONGRICH, you need to get points through product purchase. With what I've said now, you will definitely fall into the silver category. I'm sorry, the Q silver category, I mean, okay? Of which you're earning above 60 PV, okay? Now, in LONGRICH, we have different levels. We have 6 levels in which you can come in. We have a promo level called the starter combo level, where people or students come into the business at a very, very small rate, picking default set of products allocated by the company, okay? So the PV allocated to this promo level is 4 PV, and the value is at 14,000 Naira. So LONGRICH is saying, no matter where you are, our arms are open to accommodate you into the better life and the better future campaign, okay? So money should not be a problem to you. Come on board and join us and enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lifestyle, okay? So if you're coming on board, you can come on board with as low as the standard combo pack, okay? Now, the next level is called the Q Silver pack. And at this particular point, you are to pick products that would accumulate to at least 60 PV or at most 119 PV. So from 60 to 119, you fall under the Q Silver level. And this, you know, acquiring this is, the estimated amount is about 45,000, okay, and above, depending on what you pick, okay? Now, moving on, we have the silver level, of which you have to pick products worth 120 PV at an estimated amount of 90,000. We have the gold level with the PV requirement of 240 PV, estimated at 180,000. So 180,000, you should be able to fall into this category. We have the platinum level, which has a requirement of 720 PVs, estimated at 500,000, and the platinum VIP level, estimated at 1,680 PV, with the estimated amount of 1.2 million Naira. Okay, now when you come in as a VIP member, there are benefits that you get as a new person on board. Number one, you enjoy bonuses, you enjoy performance bonus at 12%, okay? And you also enjoy 1% global sales, okay, global shares, because you are automatically a shareholder. So you come in as a shareholder at the VIP level. At the platinum level, you also enjoy 12%, okay? At the gold level, you enjoy 10%. At silver level, you enjoy 8%, Q silver level 8%. Then at starter combo, you don't enjoy those bonuses until you upgrade to Q silver level. Now, there are other benefits you're going to enjoy moving forward. But you see, LONGRICH is saying, come on board and use the products, get testimonies from it, then tell just 3 people, okay, what you've enjoyed from using LONGRICH products. Tell them what and the benefits you've enjoyed and bring them on board. And you know, you can build a business from this, because the moment you bring these people on board, you get paid. LONGRICH begins to pay you, okay, for your recommendation. Now, here on the LONGRICH platform, you grow at your own pace. Nobody will pressure you. When you get registered, you're given a code, okay, that will hold all your purchases and also hold the points of the people, you know, that you bring on board. So there's no mandatory purchase. If you're saying, okay, I want to buy and just bring people on board, beautiful. You handle your business the way you want to, okay? Now, you can become the CEO of a business when you join this platform. You can become a business owner, enjoying multi-level benefits. I will tell people that I'd rather utilize 1% of my effort with a team than 100% of my own effort, just the way John D. Rockefeller said. So instead of working alone as one person, putting everything in there, I'd rather bring in people to work with me, and we all put in our little efforts and earn more, okay? So it's very simple. Get 3 people on board, get the product, use it, share your testimonies, and earn in several ways. Now in LONGRICH, you can earn in 10 ways, okay? You can earn retail profits when you sell the product to someone. You can enjoy retail profits for selling. We have the fast start bonus. When you get registered, you get paid the next day. We have performance bonus, where the activity on your on your 3 legs and you payment. We have development bonus on the same platform. We have leadership bonus, repeat order bonus, travel bonuses, car bonuses, house bonus, educational scholarships, and a whole lot. Okay, there's a lot, as long as you're willing to put in the work. Okay, as long as you're willing to put in the work. So in conclusion of everything I've said, big results. A healthy lifestyle, a wealthy lifestyle requires what? Bold moves. You have to be a jungle tiger. You have to tell yourself, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make something out of this. I'm going to hit this big time. And guess what? You can do anything you set your heart to achieve, as long as you're determined. We are enjoying it on the other side. Okay, we're enjoying a better life and a better future. So all you just need to do is to come on board. Sign up what? Now, go get your LONGRICH products and stop suffering from the effects of salmonella typhi. Stop having typhoid fever every 6 months. Okay, it's not something that is befitting for your status. You're bigger than that, right? Yes, you are. So at this particular point, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for keeping it real with us on the Wednesday Midweek Live. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Wow. Ever dynamic. Yes, I expected that. I didn't need to say it. I can see the chat popping up now with fire emojis and all that. You always deliver and you never disappoint. Thank you so much, Coach Dorcas. Thank you. Yeah, let the chat keep popping up. Let the chat keep popping up. Let it keep popping up. Thank you so much. We can't thank you enough, Coach Dorcas Ajekugeme. You've been so awesome. For those that will be looking out for the recording, please subscribe on YouTube to LONGRICH CIG. The video will be uploaded. Subscribe, click on the like button and click on the notification button so for you to know when we upload our videos. You join us again on Sunday for our CIG Sunday Night Live. Wow, that one is loaded. Without your imagination, it's really loaded. And also our Wednesday product expose is now back. It's now back. Thank you so much, Dorcas. Any last words?
Thank you.
Want to give us a parting shot?
Enjoy a beautiful lifestyle. Keep being beautiful. Glow. Be beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
See you on Sunday. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Yeah. Bye.